This video is all about a mobility hack that I use to be able to help people work with their system so they don't have to spend so much time stretching to try to get their bodies to feel loose and comfortable. Tightness in some people's case is either from not using their muscles or because their muscles don't know how to balance with other muscles in their body. Yes, you can work on doing stretches and little strengthening movements, and you can add yoga 5 to 6 days a week and all that. That's all good stuff. But if you're not the kind of person who likes that kind of activity, there are a few things that you can do to be able to help your body work with itself a little bit better so that the unit of your human body doesn't accumulate so much tightness. And we're talking specifically through your back and hips. The system by which your body helps to create looseness and tightness in the appropriate patterns is primarily the mechanism of your breathing. Crunches and sit-ups are a good exercise, but doing them all the time will actually force your outer layers of your core to become overly tightened and start to pull yourself inward. Once you get pulled inward, things start to feel tight. The easiest way to be able to check for this is to check two things. One is your breathing pattern, and the second one is the spacing of your ribs to your hips. Now, if you take your hands and take 4 finger lengths and you take them and put them right near your side, you should have somewhere between 3 to 4 finger lengths between your rib cage and your hip. Right? If it's tightened down, you're going to have 1 or 2, or in some people's cases, those ribs can actually be pulled all the way down inside your hip, which means that your outer core and the psoas muscles right in the front of your hips are too tight and they're compressing you downward. And it's going to put you at an increased risk for injury, either in the form of a disc injury or a hernia. So how exactly do you work with this? Well, there's 2 parts. One is working with your breathing to make sure you're actually diaphragm breathing. And this is a process which we have other videos on, but we'll give you a brief overview really quickly. And the other one is to make sure that over time you're actually relaxing your outer core muscles and helping this to elongate. You'll know that you have your best chances for being really healthy long term if you get to a point where you can accumulate this 3 to 4 finger spacing between your rib cage. Remember, when you start doing this, you want to take this slowly because your body is used to being compressed. So the first place you can start this test is take your hands and put them on the side and make sure that you've got some spacing there. Then you're going to take your hands and put them around the soft part of your abdomen and start to inhale and exhale. The first thing you want to check is to make sure that when you inhale, that you don't feel your shoulders elevating up into your ears. Most of us breathe in well enough, but we don't breathe out well enough. So you'll take an inhale, just fill to wherever you feel good, and then as you exhale, make sure you squeeze all the air out of your lungs. You're trying to push your breathing back down towards your rib cage and towards your abdomen area, so you actually feel like you're expanding all the way around your abdomen while you breathe. Now, specifically, the areas people get most tight would be right on the sides and then right slightly to the back side of the side of your rib cage. What most people will notice is that on either one side or the other, they will find that that part of their abdomen is not moving. Now, in my case, I'm very flexible on my right side, and I'm pretty flexible on my left side, but when I originally learned this tool, this left side was completely stuck. There was no movement at all, and lo and behold, I would always accumulate tightness on this left side of my back. So you want to spend 2 to 3 minutes just inhaling, exhaling, and working with that. While you're doing that, we want to start to release the muscles of your outer core. It sounds simple, but all you need to do is rub certain parts of your muscles, and that will help those muscles get the neurological signal that they need to relax. So there's a few areas that you'll do. The first one is while you're breathing, you'll start to rub straight down your rib cage. So chest, rib cage, right in the middle, right here. I'm not going to do it because there's a mic there. And then you'll want to rub right on the bottom part of your rib cage all the way over to the sides. And then you're going to want to rub to the sides and then also to the back. Okay, so pretty much all around your abdomen and then up to the rib cage. And then while you do that, you want to continue doing this breathing. You want to spend somewhere between 2 to 5 minutes total doing this if you're doing it on its own, or you can do it after every exercise session you do, and it will actually help your body to reset itself. After a few times of doing that, you'll start to notice you're starting to get more mobility through certain parts of your body. You might feel a little bit weird at first, but over time your body will learn how to use those portions of your muscles better without locking them down. So in the long term, you accumulate less muscular tightness. You don't have to stretch as long. You feel yourself getting more power in your workouts and more benefit over the long term. It's a lot of benefit for such a little drill. So try that out. Give it a couple weeks to start working on it. Keep working with your breathing and see what kind of benefit you can get from your flexibility.